Hello young guys, you are welcome in the biology classes by SOT. This program has been organized by Society of Career Technology or SOT, Jan Vikas Mahasabha and Vidyarthi Pratibha Utsav. In fact, when you enter in Lucknow city from railway station, a statement has been written, smile that you are in Lucknow. So, I also believe that you should smile in your studies. I wish you to smile. And if you have an interest in singing, you can come at our platform. If you have an interest in dancing, come at our platform. If you have an interest in painting, come at our platform. If you have an interest in singing, debating, or environmental conservation, you are welcome. So, along with these extracurricular activities, our emphasis is that whatever topics are complicated, which try to steal your smile, we wish to bring back your smile. So, in a series on reproduction, this is part 4, and today's topic is endocrinology of reproduction. Of course, it is not in the syllabus of CBSE 9th and 10th. It is for the syllabus of 11th and 12th classes and onwards. And you know, mammals have 2 ovaries. And one interesting fact is that out of the 2 ovaries, only one ovary produces an ovum in 28 days. In a rat, rabbit, etc., litter size is much more ova mature at the same time, but in human female, in 1 month, one ova matures from one ovary, the other ovary is kept silent, and the other month, one ovary matures from the other ovary, and first ovary is kept silent. And now, it is very interesting to know that at the time of birth, a girl child contains 500,000, means 5 lakh cells, which can develop later on in mature ovum. But there is a problem in oogenesis. In oogenesis, meiosis has to take place. It has to develop into haploid cell. But it has to accumulate reserve food material yolk in its cytoplasm. So it snatches reserve food material yolk from surrounding cells and starts enlargement. And in the same time, meiosis takes place. One polar body is formed and the other secondary oocyte keeps all the yolk in its cytoplasm. So, in this snatching behavior, many primordial follicles start the race, but some of them are just defeated in the race. They are removed from the race and degenerate. They are called atretic follicle. Of this development up to mature Graafian follicle is called follicular phase, and it is controlled by FSH, follicle stimulating hormone of the anterior pituitary, and estrogen hormone. Estrogen hormone itself is secreted from the theca interna cells of the Graafian follicle. Now what happens? The role of second pituitary hormone comes LH or luteinizing hormone. It is released as a surge. Graafian follicle come at the surface, ruptures and releases the ovum. Mind it that it is at metaphase stage of secondary oocyte. The anaphase, telophase are not completed because the centrosome has been lost. That will be continued only during fertilization, when centrosome of the sperm cell enter in the ovum. Then anaphase and telophase will be completed. Now, LH performs one more function. After ovulation, it converts the remaining cells of mature Graafian follicle into a yellow colored endocrine gland, corpus luteum. Corpus luteum secretes progesterone hormone. Progesterone hormone prepares uterus for pregnancy. Now, this is up to the level of ovary. Let us talk about the hormonal interaction. It can be drawn in the form of a chart or graph. You see, there are 4 steps out of 28 days. Of course, 28 days is not universally correct. Sometimes in some of the girls it can be less than 28 days or more than 28 days. There's maybe some variations. But the ideal condition is 28 days. So 0 to 5 days is the day of menstruation. 0 to 14 day is the follicular phase. Then 14th day is date of ovulation. And after that corpus luteum is formed. So date 14 to 28 is the luteal phase. Now in this, there are 3 gonadotrophins. Gonadotrophins because they feed gonads. There are 3 gonadotrophins from anterior pituitary, FSH, second is prolactin, and third is the LH or luteinizing hormone. Now what happens? Secretion of FSH is much more during follicular phase, but in luteal phase its secretion is decreased. LH, its secretion is less in follicular phase. Just before ovulation there is an LH surge. Much more amount of LH is released which causes the ovulation, and this LH itself changes cells of mature Graafian follicle into corpus luteum. So this stage is called 14 to 28 days, the luteal phase. In estrogen and progesterone, what happens? There is a cyclic periodicity. In the follicular phase, secretion of estrogen hormone is much more. After ovulation, it is decreased. The progesterone hormone secretion is less during follicular phase. After ovulation in luteal phase, its secretion rate is increased. Although it is a very complicated event and needs further details in higher classes, but for 11th and 12th classes it is sufficient background. Thank you very much.